So Shane O'Mac accepts Kevin Owens' challenge for SummerSlam. And of course, if Kevin Owens loses, he will quit WWE, quote unquote, just like he did before. Yeah, they show him quitting WWE before and all of that. So that's going to be the running thing with Kevin Owens before this match takes place. And I'm just like, yeah, that's fine. I guess you're going to have all of that. And but again, it's just anyway. Shinsuke Nakamura, Intercontinental Champion, versus Apollo Crews, and Apollo Crews actually did some showing up, but to no avail. Nakamura wins, and I'm like, Nakamura better fucking win. This Intercontinental Championship better be better. It has to be better than his U.S. title reign. It just has to be. The U.S. title reign was a consolation prize, but this one can actually fucking mean something if they do something with it. So, you have Miss TV with Shawn Michaels and Dolph Ziggler. Now, of course, The Miz and Shawn Michaels talk about the whole Raw reunion thing, but Dolph Ziggler actually comes out and has some choice of words, and like, you look pathetic when you came back. You should have never came back, Shawn. And Shawn was like, yeah, it was pathetic, but there's nothing more pathetic but sitting and knowing that after all that you've done in your career, you're just going to be known as a second-rate Shawn Michaels wannabe. Yeah, all right. Ziggler goes off on a little tirade, and Miz is like, why don't you just do something about it? Miz, you wouldn't have said that if you were there by yourself. You just wouldn't have. So stop trying to be a big man because it's not working for you, because you're not a big man. You're still a little bitch to me. You haven't proved yourself otherwise, Miz. So, you had Dolph Ziggler was like, nope, I'm going to leave because there's 2-on-1 here. So Shawn Michaels actually turns around Ziggler. It turns Ziggler around. Ziggler tries to pop Shawn Michaels. He misses Shawn Michaels, and he hits The Miz. So The Miz gets decked once, and The Miz is down. Shawn Michaels checks on The Miz, gets up, and eats a super kick from Ziggler. And I'm like, yes. Yeah. That's you know what? Look, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Shawn Michaels, ever since that barbershop incident, you know, stuff like this, you had it coming. So that's all I'm really going to say. Yeah. So, you get Ember Moon versus Charlotte Flair. All right, that's funny. Charlotte Flair is not on SummerSlam. Yeah, and she wants to be on SummerSlam. So, Bayley comes out and distracts. And then Ember Moon actually fucking wins the match. I'm like, okay, that's by a roll-up. And I'm like, okay, that's funny. Then, hits an eclipse. I'm like, all right. And then, hits an eclipse on Bayley. Message sent. So, Kofi Kingston will make his challenge to SummerSlam. He calls out and he challenges Randy Orton. And of course, they go through some of the history, how Randy Orton basically stopped his push. Yes, he did. And I hate Randy Orton for that shit. Playing politics. And then Randy Orton actually said something that was like, wait a minute, what? Alright. Randy Orton said that he didn't have to fake a Jamaican accent in order to get anywhere. Okay, that was a gimmick, you idiot. That's one. And he just said that he just had to be Randy Orton in order to get to the top. Alright, I remember the RNN, Randy News Network, when your arm was in the fucking sling and that wasn't getting anywhere until you were paired up with Triple Bitch. That's how your career took off. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. It was Triple Bitch that basically held his little dick. Come here. I'm going to take you to the top. Batista, dick. I'm going to take you to the top. Ric Flair, hey, can you help me with these guys? These guys need it. That's basically what it was. That's the reason why Randy Orton got there. Besides being, you know, a third generation star, yeah, he got his dick held to go to the top. Period. That's all that Randy was. And not saying that he doesn't have skills, and not saying that he can't do anything in the ring. He's not The Miz. But at the same time, again, it was because of Triple H holding his dick, directing him. That was it. I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. Because without that, how far do you think Randy Orton would have gotten? Not as far as he had gotten, with, especially with all his championship reigns. Because, again, when they separated from Triple H for a while, what happened to Randy? So, Kofi Kingston versus Samoa Joe. That ends up in the disqualification because Randy Orton tries to RKO Kofi Kingston, and Kofi saw it coming. But then Randy gives the RKO to Samoa Joe and then eats a Trouble in Paradise and gets laid out by Kingston. And I'm like, and now stay down, clown. God damn it. Again, not a Randy Orton person, not a Randy Orton fan, and that was because of the whole politics thing. No, just no. So, Bray Wyatt challenges, or gets challenged, I should say, by Finn Balor for SummerSlam. And the Fiend, quote unquote, the Fiend accepts it. Alright? So, Charlotte Flair demands that she be at SummerSlam. Alright, yeah, you demand that you be at SummerSlam. Yeah, pick a partner and go after those fucking tag belts, Vin, because those tag belts are just invisible. Where are the Iconics? Nowhere to be found, right? Just invisible. Just, So, you had Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns because of what Shane O'Mac made earlier in the night. Shane O'Mac makes that match at the beginning of the show and says that the special guest referee will be Drew McIntyre. The special guest timekeeper will be Elias. And I'm like, the special guest announcer will be Shane. And I'm just like, I already know this is where this is going to go. Why didn't they do this at the fucking beginning of the show? Why did they have this close the show? So, you get Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens that refuse to cooperate and refuse to wrestle each other. And next thing you know, McIntyre gets attacked by Roman Reigns. Elias gets attacked as well. And Owens and Reigns, they chase Shane O'Mac. Shane O'Mac actually gets up in the ring. Superman punches. And then a stunner. Alright, yeah. Okay, end the show. End the show. One more time. One more time. Fans shout one more time. And Roman Reigns is like, hey, hit him with the stunner again. So Shane O'Mac gets picked up, and he gets another fucking stunner. Now, again, you're not going to try to convince me that Owens versus McMahon is the same or even equivalent to Austin versus McMahon. You're not going to convince me of that by any way, shape, or form. But that was Smackdown Live this week, and I'm just like, I'm not looking, yeah, this didn't really do anything for SummerSlam except say that who's Charlotte gonna face? And now we got this Raw reunion coming up, and I'm just like, nope, I'm not too fond of all of that. So, anyway, do you think my assessment of this show or my opinions are full of shit? Do you agree or disagree with anything that I'm saying? Please comment below. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. But no, I'm not excited for SummerSlam. I'm just not. Drop kicks, body slams, throwing motherfuckers over the top rope, both be hitting the floor. Yes, I'm a wrestling fan. This is the theme, and the theme is go. Credits.